Congratulations to residents of Cottonwood Heights City on your 10th anniversary, a time for celebration.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, and I would like to wish Cottonwood Heights a very happy 10th birthday. Congratulations.
Happy 10th birthday, Cottonwood Heights. You're officially a 5th grader. We love you.
Congratulations on 10 years, and here's to the next 10. Happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights, and all the residents that live there and call it home.
Happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights. Celebrate like a 10-year-old.
Happy 10th birthday, Cottonwood Heights, from Good Things, Utah.
Happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights.
Happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights. Keep on trucking.
Happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights. How many years?
10 years. It's a milestone in every sense of the word. A decade of growth, a decade of experience, a decade of challenges. In 2005, Cottonwood Heights took its first shaky steps as an incorporated city, and now, 10 years later, stands tall as an example of civic pride and fiscal responsibility. The tale of Cottonwood Heights doesn't begin in 2005, though. It's in the early days of settlement. Pioneers came to this end of the valley to sow their crops and live their lives. Famous families like the Butlers and the McGees arrived in the area to homestead and provide lumber for the growing population in Salt Lake. By the 1860s, logs were being brought out of the canyon for home builders and for the railroad, while granite blocks were being chiseled out of the earth to supply stone for the Mormon temple. Conversely, shipments were also going up the canyon, bringing food and supplies to the growing towns of Alta and Mineral Basin. This was an era of expansion, with immigrants coming to the canyons for diverse jobs, but also to raise their families in this spot of fertile beauty. Converts to the Mormon Church from Denmark settled along what is now Danish Road, planting beautiful orchards beside the creek. They were soon joined by others from distant parts of the world, all looking for a new home. And when it came time to officially create a township, the two most prominent families, again the McGees and the Butlers, came together to vote for a name. The area almost became known forevermore as McGeeville, if not for the fact that the Butlers outnumbered the McGees by one son, and thus Butlerville came to being. Over the next century, Butlerville grew and progressed until it started to take shape as the city we now know today, assisting in some of the most important changes that took place in this valley. One of those was the information revolution of the 1880s. Paper then was an important commodity, and a new mill was constructed to feed demand to newspapers like the Salt Lake Tribune and the Deseret News. The mill pumped out paper steadily for 10 years until one night fire broke out and damaged the foundations beyond repair. The old mill still stands to this day in the shadow of the canyon as a testament to the important role the city that would become known as Cottonwood Heights played in the formation of the modern state of Utah. That legacy continues into the 21st century.
We believe that Cottonwood Heights was established as a community in southeast Salt Lake County because of great location and great amenities.
We have it all. I mean, it's literally, we call it the city between the canyons, Big Cottonwood Canyon, Little Cottonwood Canyon. They're all one of the most breathtaking, wonderful, fun places to recreate, to play, to drive, whatever you want to do. It's just a great place to be. The people are nice, they're friendly. The economy and the businesses are thriving here. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to be here.
Our modern legacy began to take shape at the turn of the century when it became clear citizens wanted to take the reins of their community and chart their own course. Local leaders began to see that incorporation would bring enormous advantages to the residents of the area. That drive reached a fever pitch in 2004 when Butlerville voted to become the newest city in the Salt Lake Valley. Cottonwood Heights became an official city on January 14, 2005, amid the traditional pomp, circumstance, and excitement such a big event would bring. Now the real work had to begin. Leanne Stillman, original city manager for Cottonwood Heights, remembers those early days very well.
The city made a very credible beginning as an incorporated city by doing all the necessary underpinnings they had to do. It's very difficult to keep your eye focused on what you have to do to get a city started as opposed to the things you want to do because you've campaigned and you've made promises and people have expectations. So it's very easy to get going on those kind of, special interest things that you really believe in. You got to have an underpinning of the city first.
People that were behind incorporation, for the most part, thought through a lot of things, and a lot of the mistakes that were made. With other cities, we had an opportunity to look and see the mistakes and the good things that they did. And I think for the most part, the patterns of other people's mistakes we did not follow, and the good things they did, we did follow.
And so it's been a great challenge, but a very rewarding challenge for me and many people who have been involved in the City Council.
Those first days of Cottonwood Heights were filled with excitement and energy. Most of the city employees and elected officials had worked together during incorporation, creating a family environment that extended to unexpected areas of early city management.
Well, it was pretty interesting. For the first few weeks, we used my credit card. You wanted a pencil, you wanted a computer. Go over to Target, go over to Home Depot, and I just kept my receipts because we didn't even have a bank account. It can be quite entertaining to look at the kind of issues you find yourself discussing that you never in your life imagined you'd even care about, let alone try to understand and try to make a fair decision about.
Now, 10 years later, the legacy of Cottonwood Heights has surpassed the imagination of even the most optimistic founder. One of the first major shakeups was the development of an independent Cottonwood Heights police force.
Cottonwood Heights has had a unique opportunity to start their own police department. That doesn't happen very often, and in doing so, Chief Russo and his transition team has been able to assemble, in my opinion, some of the finest police officers that were available. They also have, in my opinion, a much higher level of service, simply because the city, the citizens, own the police department. We are part of the community. We are tied into the community. And I have no doubt that the citizens are receiving a higher level of police service by owning their own police department.
A new police force, fire services, and business centers have all been established and improved in the decades since incorporation. A new urban trail system was planned in the early days of the city and has since been completed, linking with other trails across the valley. Well-known corporations have established their headquarters between the canyons in what has become considered one of the most business-friendly environments in the western U.S. This also led to Cottonwood Heights being called one of the top 100 cities in the country by Money magazine. Another milestone took place in 2009 with the creation of the Canyon School District, an act that mirrored the same self-determining drive that led to Cottonwood Heights incorporation 10 years ago. The new school district gave citizens more power over how their schools were run and the ability to use taxpayer dollars in the most effective way possible to help the students excel. But as bright as the past has been, the future looks even more impressive. First on that list is the new City Hall, designed to complement the natural aesthetics of the city between the canyons while also being modest and cost-effective for taxpayers. On November 3rd, demolition began on the area that will soon be the most modern city government building in the country. Once completed, Cottonwood Heights offices will at last find a permanent home that the citizens can be proud of. Improvements aren't limited to public space, however.
We have a new office building going in at the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon with additional restaurant and hotel. So the area is really growing as far as services for recreationalists and business people. And we believe someday the gravel pit at the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon will be an even greater development that will further enhance both the services to business and recreationalists.
Yesterday and tomorrow meet as Cottonwood Heights turns the corner on its 10th anniversary as a city. We look ahead to how the future will help change and evolve our lives here, while paying homage to those who came before. We're part of a rich tapestry that began on pioneer wagons and now points to new horizons not yet imagined. Whatever they are, we face them together as one community.
We believe that Cottonwood Heights is a great place to live. We are the city between the canyons, and we would welcome business or residents to come and join us.
And to that we say, happy birthday, Cottonwood Heights.
I wish to extend my heartiest congratulations to my friend, Mayor Kelvin Cullimore, the entire City Council, and all who call Cottonwood Heights home. I have a soft spot in my heart because, as you know, as Lieutenant Governor, I signed the incorporation papers that created Cottonwood Heights City. So thanks to each of you for all you do to make Cottonwood Heights and the state of Utah such a great place to live.